spiritual father, who he called, who's a fucking child molester. Your father is a child molester, period. And he got in his feelings. He got mad, and he thought he was going to punk conscious out. If you want to cross the road, cross the fucking road. That's what you do. Don't sit here and talk shit like what's going to pop up, what's going to do this. If you're going to cross the line, cross the fucking line. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here. That's what you do.
I.S.U.P.K.
Get that powerful priest the hand.
There you go.
Hold up.
Let Daddy get that
Let's don't be disrespectful. I'm not his father at all.
You're not his father? All right, my bad. I'm sorry. It looked like you were son of him, that's why.
Just remember, you want to call him my spiritual father, that's fine.
No problem.
Your spiritual father's a child molester.
Got him! Got him!
That's fine.
No problem.
Your spiritual father's a child molester.
That's fine.
Remember that. Remember that. You understand that?
Okay, go ahead.
Take that one right there. That's what you got to grab. So who raised you? That's what you got to understand. He's under the chair right now. Did he not get convicted? Come on now.
You understand you're charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count, and that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. You understand that? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty, as to all the indictments that were cited by the district attorney? Did anybody force you or threaten you in any way to cause you to enter this guilty? Did anyone promise you anything to cause you to enter this guilty?
Let's keep it real. So now you're talking about what? You're talking about biology. Is he my biological father? I don't think so. So why do you want to be simple? Once I get through that. So now once I pull that out on you, now you want to get your feelings. But you're emotional. That's the problem. You want to be emotional. But he's supposed to lead black people? A man who gets so emotional when it is a proven fact that his father is a molester. You don't know that? You've been molested since what, the 70s, 80s, 60s, 60s? Lord have mercy. That's what you got to understand there. That's what you got to understand.
Say it again.
Let me tell you something, bro. You tell me he's not? You tell me he didn't get convicted? And now you initially want to get carnal? That's what you want to do? That's feminine. That's what you got to know. Back up. Real feminine. Women do that. Now you've been sitting here the whole time. The whole time. You want to turn around. Now let me ask you something. When he told your daddy was a pedophile, when he said that your daddy was a pedophile, let me ask you something. When did you ever do that to Desire?
You condemn him, which is what's happening today. It's no big deal. Malachi York should be hung. You know how you take them sneakers? You know how in the ghetto, when you take them sneakers and you fling them up on the damn wire? That's what Malachi York should be hung up as an example of what the ghetto will not accept. We should not accept pedophiles, regardless of what work you perceive that they did. That's what it should be. Right next to the drug dealer, right next to the Christian leader, right next to the Muslim, all of that. Because all of that has destroyed us in this place.
But you know what? Because they're a coward. Because you are a coward. That's what you gotta understand. You're a damn coward. You're trying to molester and you're a coward. That's what you gotta understand.
I asked you to throw your hands and I'm a coward.
You're a birthday. You're a birthday. You said your daddy was a molester 8 times. You never challenged Captain Cesaria. That's what you don't brag. I just hit your car. Put it back in the desk, bro.
All day.
Real talk.
All day.
Because you're simple. You're simple, bro. I ain't high no. Listen to difference. We know order. We know order and we know discipline. That's the difference between us. But y'all been sitting here being simple and running your damn mouths all day. Real talk. Even this guy over here talking about me wearing a white shirt. Ain't nobody mad at the color white. Nobody said I wear white socks. I wear white jeans. Nobody's mad at the color white. It has to do with the crime that was committed. It's got nothing to do with complexion. But that's complicity. That's what you guys read. Think any of these people are going to fix black people. Think any of these people are going to fix anything. Any problems that happen. You damn right. Your spiritual daddy is a child molester. He raped that little boy. That little boy turned around and said that he was eating him. Eat him how? Eat him how? Show me. Answer that. Because we molested that boy. Because men like you and men in the practice community, the only thing that they can do is destroy our people. We got no answers. We got no solution. We're not going to return anybody to their culture. But you know what? We going to. That's what you got to grab. And that's the first thing that you want to do. The first thing you want to do is get carnal. Why? Because once again, I didn't sit here and say, oh, this man tried to sell me, let me get emotional. Who are you going to leave like that because you want to cry, man? That's strong, bro. That's the feminine. That's what that is. Ain't nobody worried about you. Ain't nobody worried about you, bro. Nobody's ever going to be worried about you. Because like Captain Cesaria told you, you are not a threat. You are not a threat to anybody. A threat to who? That's what you want to do. Stand up! 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 When he called your daddy a pedophile, he never said that to Cat. That's the judo bread. So you telling me he never said that? You're telling me that he never said that? Because you're a coward. That's the problem. You are a coward. But you never said that to Cat. Because the thing is, let me tell you the difference between a man and a coward. A man will fight any adversity. Now I'll tell you what, a coward will only fight a battle he thinks he can win. And that's you. Because you never said that to Cat. But you keep my side, so you think you can take me. Let me tell you something, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you. Ain't nobody ever gonna be worried about you. Are you kidding me? We wanted you to face him the whole day, and you wanted to look that way.
How can we advance civilization using a goddamn Bible while everybody else? Hold on, real quick. Okay, cool. But I'm also talking to the people. I like to make eye contact with the people that's learning. Come on, my brother. I got you. I understand. This is my shit. You got now. When I say E equals MC, they can see you on it. I hear you, my brother. I like to engage my audience. You talking to a camera? I like to it seems like I'm talking to a camera until it gets posted on YouTube, and I'm talking to the people.
Whether you face me,
why you want me to look at you so badly, man?
Face my opponent.
And good. Okay, good.
When I'm talking about law, I'm talking about thou shalt not kill. That ain't got nothing to do with math.
I got you, brother.
Understand context.
I got you. Speak according. I got you.
Because you're misleading that camera that you're talking.
I got you. I got you. I understand. When we dealing with, all right, cool. Okay, cool. When we dealing with,
he wanted you to face him the whole day, and you wanted to look that way. But you know what? Not this entire time. You have not looked at the crowd where you've been talking to me, because that's double-standard. Because you're a hypocrite, and all these characteristic flaws that I'm bringing out right now proves you are not a leader for no people.
You're a white man trying to cause confusion.
You got it, Chris.
You're a white man that's going to make black men fight each other. There you go. You're a white man that's going to cause black people to fight each other.
Let me tell you how much of a bitch Polite is. What the brother said was correct.
Right.
The brother came out here and said, he called Katazai my dad, Katazai's daddy.
And I apologize.
Now, you didn't. Now, Katazai responded by bringing up his father. His spiritual father, who he called, who's a fucking child molester. Your father, your spiritual father, the child molester. Your father, your spiritual father, the child molester. Your father is a child molester, period. And he got in his feelings. He got mad. And he thought he was going to punk Katazai. If you want to cross the road, cross the fucking road. That's what you do. Don't sit here and talk shit like what's going to pop up, what's going to do this. If you're going to cross the line, cross the fucking line. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here. That's what you do. What I'm showing is how a coward you are. Because if you was a man, when I said it, you would have reacted the same way that you did to him. But you did not. You thought he was weak, he ain't weak. If you want to cross the line, you'd have crossed it. If you want to play games, go play that shit somewhere else. We got business to do here. Now, cross the line or get the fuck out. Either one.
I want to see y'all jump.
Either one. Either one. Tell us our first teacher topic. Ignore this nigga.
No.
No sweat.
Get the fuck out is what you told me.
So now,
exactly what I told you. I said, no, I didn't just say that. I said, cross the line or get the fuck out. Now, choose one. Well, I ain't going to impose on your space. I know you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. I know you're not. But we want to see your man impose on our space. I know you're not going to impose on our space. Teacher topic, ignore him. Right.
Nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's already turned from oppression. But like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Just as a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus for you in hell, how did you excel? With them the breath of life, I believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're the I.S.U.P.K. We started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, under Commanding General Yohana, established in 1969. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We teach the truth according to the Bible that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. Today's topic is our black leaders are wicked and weak, but not the I.S.U.P.K., right? So we're going to get into it, man, because our leaders are weak, man. Our leaders are weak, and they love these other nations. They love the heathens so much that they take on their culture, man. Our black leaders are so weak. They love our oppressors so much, they take on their traditions. You understand? And this is what the Lord told us not to do, man. The Lord told us not to go into the way of the heathen. He also warned us of false prophets, of false leaders, weak leaders, man. And we're going to get right into it. The I.S.U.P.K. and the Commander General Yohana are the only leaders and only priests and prophets that are authorized to lead and teach black people, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me see. Let's get real quick. Let's jump into Jeremiah, man. Let's get Jeremiah 31:1. Let's get Jeremiah 23:1. Let's just start there right quick. All right. So you got to understand, man, these leaders, you understand, who are Christians, who are Muslims, it don't matter what they are. You understand? Egyptologists, chematologists, NOI, it don't even matter. These people are against black people, man. Anything that they're teaching, all of the rhetoric, all of the ideologies and philosophies, whatever breakdowns they're giving out and out to our people are causing us to be destroyed, man. It's causing us to be destroyed because they're teaching us the things that they want to do. They're teaching us the things that they love. You understand? And they love what the oppressor loves. They love their master, man. But in the I.S.U.P.K, we love the Most High. And the Most High is against everything that all these nations, these other nations represent and stand for, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1, real quick. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1 says this. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Like, you got to understand, these pastors or these black leaders, or who we look at as the holy ones of black people that's supposed to be leading us to righteousness, that's supposed to be healing us, supposed to be counseling us and teaching us and bearing with us and all of these things. Like, these people are destroying us, man. They're destroying us and scattering us. And you see what's going on in the media. You see the fall of these fake Israelites, these fake black leaders, man. The death of these fake black leaders, because that is the Lord exposing them for all of their lies, all of their wickedness, so that you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, can see the truth, man. So you can see the truth of what we're really dealing with. So we can see what we really dealing with, man. What we really we're dealing with. And the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Hunter, we've been warning our people of these fake, these false prophets, warning them of this fake leadership, this wicked leadership, man. Bringing out the scriptures, calling these fake leaders out for their transgressions, man, for their lies, for their treacherousness. We've been calling them out, man. And we trying to open the eyes of the children of Israel, who are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so that we can be able to truly get the truth. You understand? So we can begin to really seek righteousness. All right, let's go ahead and read. So again, it says, "Woe," which means destruction, man. Destruction. The Lord is destroying these black leaders' identity. He's destroying their strongholds. He's destroying their followings. He's destroying it all, man. Destroying their lives, putting them to death. That's what he's doing. He's exposing all of the fake leadership, destruction to them, man. Like the Lord says, destruction to them that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, man. Saith the Lord. Like, it's time for us to wake up, man. It's time for us to wake up. I know it sounds good. I know everything that they teach sound good, because it's things that we want to do, our flesh wants to do. You understand? Our flesh, we want to eat pork. We want to eat shrimps. We want to eat crab and lobster. We want to have sex with all the girls we can get and throw away. You understand? We want to go to the strip club. We want to celebrate our birthdays and Thanksgiving and holidays. We want to do it all. So anytime we get a black leader that comes out and makes it holy, makes it something that's righteous and good or forgiving, right? Something that we can be forgiven for, it gives us the green light to go ahead and do it. And then what happens, man? They sit up there and act like they righteous, and they act like they know the truth, and they got the Bible, they got the truth in the Bible, or the Quran is the truth, or the writings on the wall is the truth. And the whole time we find out they molesting little boys, man. They molesting little girls. They stealing the church's money, stealing the congregation's money, and buying Rolls Royces, driving Rolls Royces and all kind of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Lamborghini trucks, man. While we suffer in the ghettos of America, and we suffer in the ghettos of Europe, and the ghettos and all of the four corners of the earth, man. We suffer while they take our money and rob us blind and buy all kind of whores and drugs and do all manner of evil, man. And we look at them like they're the holy ones. You understand? But then again, with the true men of the Lord teaching you the truth according to the Bible, right? Who we really are, giving you the breakdowns and showing you that we supposed to be doing this, and this is what we supposed to be following. Showing you that the laws of God is our heritage, is our inheritance, is what makes us special, is what gives us flavor. You understand? What heals us and gives us life, and we get hated on every day, man. We get hated on every day. We get looked at we get called names. We're a hate group. We're a cult. You know, we all of these things. And the truth of the matter is that we ain't never commit no crimes, man. We ain't committing no crimes in the I.S.U.P.K. Right? We ain't molesting nobody's kids in the I.S.U.P.K. We ain't taking nobody's money and buying and pleasing ourselves with the money from the congregation, man. Instead, we're using that money just like the apostles did under Christ and used it to stimulate the black economy, man. Stimulate the black economy, keep brothers and sisters off the streets. You understand what I'm saying? Keeping women from having to abort their babies, right? Keeping black men from having to commit crimes in the streets, giving them jobs. Like, this is what we're doing when we get called a hate group, man. We get called a hate group. We get called a cult while your black leaders molest children, man. While your black leaders molest children and have sex with whores and white women and every other thing and teach you all of these lies and you believe in them, man. It's time for us to throw away our black leaders, man. It's time for us to throw them away. Let's get down to it, man. Let's get in the Maccabees right quick. Maccabees. Let me get Maccabees. First Maccabees. Let's get chapter 1, verse 11. Let's get chapter 1, verse 11, man. This is who we praise, man. We praise these cowards, praise these weak leaders like Farrakhan and like T.D. Jakes and Eddie Long and all of these fake Israelite groups and Brother Polite and all of these so-called black leaders, man. We praise them and they show hate to the I.S.U.P.K, man, who's been really out here changing lives, performing miracles in the black community, man, feeding the homeless. You understand? Giving counsel to married couples for them to stay together and have long marriages and keep their families together. Who changed? Like the scripture says, like Christ said, like they hated before they hated us, they hated him, man. You know that this is the home of the truth, man. You understand? Because the truth ain't sweet. The truth ain't something that everybody want to hear. Truth ain't something that everybody want to be a part of. The truth hurts, man. All right? And you'll rather hear the lies of these pastors and hear the lies of these black leaders and get sold up the road, all the way down the road, lose all of your soul, your arms, your legs, be destroyed utterly to nothing, man. Just to find out that he's a child molester, man. Just to find out that he's a sellout, he's an Uncle Tom. Just to find out that he don't love black people at all, man. He loves his damn self. She loves her damn self, man. Let's get what we got in here, man. These black leaders love the white man more than they love black people, man. They love themselves more than they love black people. But Christ gave his life for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And in the UPK, we live our lives for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we will die for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Let's get First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11 says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men. Now, this was in the Maccabees, right, in the time of the Greek Empire, right? There was men just like Brother Polite in that day, man. There was men just like T.D. Jakes, like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson in that day, man. Wicked men. Wicked black men, wicked Hispanic, wicked Native Indian men, wicked Israelite men, man, that went out among our people and stood up as leaders in our community. That said that they are the way and they are the truth, that they are the way to the light. They have the answers, and we listen to them, man. We listen to them. This is what they did right here, man. This is exactly what they doing. In those days, when went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Like, do you know what it means to join our oppressor, man? Do you know what it means? Do you know what these people represent? You know what white society represents? Do you know what the Arab society represents? The Chinese and the Africans and all, so on and so forth. the Japanese, the Koreans. You know what they represent, man? They represent homosexuality. That's what they bring into the table. They represent murder. That's what they bring into the table, man. They represent drug abuse, drug dealing. That's what we learned all of that from them, man. When you make a covenant with the heathen, you making a covenant with all of those things that the Lord has said is evil. All of the things that the Lord said is wicked. So following after these wicked men that want to make a covenant with the heathen, you cannot expect them to be nothing less than evil, man. Nothing less than evil, man. Seeking the approval of a white society, all up in the cameras and on the TV, and all of these different big platforms that we got in the social media, in the social world, like Breakfast Club and BET, and they all at the awards. Man, get that garbage out of here, man. Get that garbage out of here, man. The I.S.U.P.K stands for black people, and we stand right here in our black communities, man. You understand? The only time we going on the Breakfast Club or any other club is to say the goddamn white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. That's what we going up there to say. We ain't going up there to smile with people and lie and tell them all of these good words. We want to wake them up to the truth. That pill that every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian need to get prepared to swallow, because you living under these wicked men and these wicked leaders and swallowing those lies and eating those lies up, and it's destroying you, man. It's destroying your families. It's destroying our children. You understand? It's destroying our community. And we have to grow up and say, we got to put an end to this, man. And we would rather accept the truth than live a lie. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and read what we got right now, man. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Right? That are round about us. Like we talking about the children of Israel, who are God's chosen people, man. The same people that Adam came from, that came from Adam, right? The same man that the Lord said that you should eat of the tree of the knowledge of life, the tree of life, and not of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? So we talking about the same exact thing right now, man. The Lord told us that we supposed to be learning out of this Bible. That this Bible and these laws is our heritage and our culture. This is what we're supposed to be learning from. But you know what? These wicked men that go out and call themselves black leaders and so-called pro-black, you know what they doing? They trying to convince you and persuade you to live the American dream, to live the Chinese, the African dream, and go to Africa and live over there and get back to your fake roots. Because guess what? Black people are not Africans, man. Contrary to popular belief, black people are not Africans, man. But this is what your leaders are telling you. Your leaders are telling you you're African. Your leaders are telling you that God loves everybody. Your leaders are telling you that we're supposed to love everybody. You understand that we're supposed to be equal. But you know what? All of those things are a goddamn lie, man. And it's the reason why we're dying in the streets. And why your leader is teaching you all that, guess what he doing? Guess what he doing? Having sex with another man. You understand? Having homosexual sex. Having sex with minors and children. That's what your leader is doing when he get done telling you lies. He lying to you, man. It's time for us to start waking up, man. You cannot join this society. You understand? Anybody that's joined with the society is against black people. Anybody that's joined with a white society or joined with Africans is against black people, man. Your leaders are right here in the ghettos of America, man. Right here in Harlem, right there in Harlem and Compton and Little Haiti and all over the earth in the ghettos of America and all in the ghettos in England and the UK. That's where we at, man. The I.S.U.P.K under Commander Johnny Yohana. That's what your real black leaders are, man. That's what your real black leaders are. We ain't making covenants with nobody. We ain't making the covenants with no other nations of people. We're going to build our nation together, and we're going to live in our kingdom together. Ain't nobody going to enjoy our heaven with us, man. Because ain't nobody letting us enjoy their heaven enjoying their heaven with them, man. So how are we going to listen to a black leader that's trying to join us to somebody who's only in heaven because they have got us down? These are wicked men, man. And they all going to be exposed one day or another. And it's going to show, and you're going to know right there, you're going to know then who the I.S.U.P.K was telling the truth, man. that this Bible is real. All right. So verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, man. Like, that's what they doing, man. Your black leaders are building up your enemy's empire, man. Your black leaders are building up the heathen's empire and their society. That's what they're building up. What you think Christianity is, man? What you think Christianity is white supremacy? It's built, ain't doing nothing but making white men and women and children superior. That's what Christianity is doing. You understand? What is the Muslim mosque doing? What do you think the Muslim mosque doing and Islam is doing? It's not doing, ain't nothing but Arab supremacy. They ain't doing nothing but making Arabs supreme. When you go in that Muslim mosque and bang your head on that ground and go to Mecca and all that, goddamn Mecca and that goddamn cobblestone, man. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing to black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's for the Arabs. If the Arabs want to kiss that nasty stone, let them kiss that nasty stone, man. You understand? If they want to bang their head on the ground, let them bang their head on the ground, man. Let them do that. Let them do that. As for you, black man, Hispanics, Native Indians, you're gonna serve the God of this Bible, man, the God of Israel. You understand? This is who you need to be pleasing. This is who you need to be finding out. This is where you need to be finding out what your heritage is, what your way of life is, how you supposed to pray. Now, I.S.U.P.K, we reading this Bible, we get the truth in these records, man, of who blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are, and what we supposed to be doing. And we have the strength and the selflessness to be able to to be able to apply those things to our life, which means shedding everything that we was ever taught in this place, which is all lies. All lies, man. It's the reason why black women are suffering, man. Because of the lies of this place called America and the lies of Christianity and the lies of Islam. That's why black women are suffering, man. That's why. That's why we ain't got a goddamn house to live in and a pot to piss in. That's why, because our leaders that we call holy, that we call the chosen one or the great this and the great that, they're the ones that are teaching us the lies, and we're suffering because of them, man. What do you think all of these religions are? What do you think chematology is? What do you think Egyptology is? And the writings on that wall out there about some goddamn homosexual Africans. That's African supremacy, man. That's African culture. Black man, you so-called black man, you are not an African. According to the Bible, according to real life, you understand real life, according to archaeology, according to anthropology, everything you can think of, there's proof. There's extensive proof to show that you so-called African Americans are not Africans, man. And no, all black people and not all mankind comes from Africans. It's a goddamn lie. It's another lie. We're waking you up to the truth, man. When you going to start to realize that what we teaching in I.S.U.P.K can't be disproved. It may not sound good to you because it goes against everything you was raised to be and everything you was raised to know, but best believe if you apply what we're teaching, that it'll change your life, man. I mean, think about it. When we teach that sex is marriage, what's that? First thing when we teach sex is marriage according to the Bible, the first thing a man or woman thinks is, oh, that means you just having sex and having wives and having husbands and everywhere and so on and so forth, instead of thinking it from the point of view that you do that already. You already doing that. You're already having sex with all kind of women and all kind of men every day. But when you think about sex being marriage and think about it from a marriage standpoint, then you wouldn't have sex with somebody that you're not prepared to live the rest of your life with, man. And guess what? Then your body count will start to cease, right? It'll cease. You ain't just accumulating bodies every day. You ain't accumulating bodies every day. You understand? When you think about homosexuality, we say the Lord is against homosexuality. You want to defend homosexuality because your black leaders, right? Or our black leaders, I should say, the so-called leaders of black people, right, are teaching us that homosexuality is an alternative lifestyle, man. They teaching that right in the Christian church. They teaching that right in Islam. Islam, you can be Muslims, you can do you. Who cares? Eat pork, have sex with women, homosexuality, lesbianism. Who cares? They don't give a damn. You understand? You understand? We got to understand what the truth is. Like these things that we bringing out of this Bible are what's going to save our lives. It's going to save our marriages. It's going to save our relationships as parents with our children. It's going to keep us out of jail, man. Like we argue every day. We'll argue like right now. We're black people living under these fake black leaders, right? We so busy ready to boycott the goddamn vaccine and not do vaccines because they got chemicals in it and the chemicals and the conspiracies and But the black people won't listen to us when we tell them that the white man made them cigarettes that they smoke with all them chemicals in that. And that smoking is unlawful according to God. They don't want to hear that though. It's time for us to wake the hell up, black man, Hispanics and Native Indians. It's time for us to wake up and realize that what we bringing out in the I.S.U.P.K, out of this Bible since 1969 is the truth that we need to really have a revolution, man. It's the real revolution right here in this Bible, man. We got to teach this to show you your transgressions, which everything that we're doing that's a sin, we learn from the other nations. Why? Because we got black leaders who went out among us, who convinced us and persuaded us that the lifestyle that we need to be living is this way. The lifestyle that's acceptable by white people. The lifestyle that's acceptable by Arabs and acceptable by Africans in the whole world. You understand? And teaching us these lies and telling us that God is this and we're supposed to do this. And at the end of the day, man, they are hypocrites. They are hypocrites, man. Let's go ahead and get back into it, man. Let me get another scripture right quick. Let me get Lamentations 4 and 17, man. Let's get Lamentations 4 and 17. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17 says this. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. Like we look to these black leaders, man. We look to these black leaders, and what these black leaders point us to? They got us looking to the white man. We look to these black leaders, and what they got us looking to? They got us looking to the Africans. We so busy on the goddamn pyramids trying to find what the writings on the wall say, when meanwhile Pookie is out here, out of his mind, strung out on drugs. We on the wall and trying to figure out what the writings on the wall say out there in Egypt. But at the same time, Brenda still throwing babies in the trash can, getting the babies ripped out of her womb in these Planned Parenthood facilities. We want to read the writings on the goddamn wall. You understand? We watching after a nation. We watching after our eyes are watching, right? Let me read it again. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, man. We looking to these people, man. And it's not helping us. It means nothing. They can't do nothing for us. You understand? These black leaders can't do nothing for us. They daddy can't do nothing. The white man can't do nothing for us. They daddy hosts Osiris and Imhotep and Zeus, whoever the goddamn they damn gods and they fathers is and they daddies is. Can't do nothing for us, man. They can't do nothing for us. Our eyes fail. They fail us, man. We look to them and they fail us every time. Now look at the media. Every time you look, you got your black leader getting exposed for some criminal activity. Your black leader getting exposed for some type of offense against his own brothers, his own sisters, man. When we going to give it up and say the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth, man? Because in here we love our brothers and sisters. We learned it from Christ. It's the only way you're going to learn true brotherhood. It ain't no brotherhood outside of this Bible, and it ain't no brotherhood outside the U.P.K, man. It ain't no truth outside of this Bible. It ain't no truth outside the UPK, man. We teach all of the truth. We are the true scholars on the face of the earth. We teaching the truth according to the Bible, giving you, we are the priests and prophets, and we are warning you of the destruction that's coming. Also warning you of these fake black leaders, man. That fail us, man. That our eyes that fail us because they can't help us, man. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. You understand? We watching for the white man. We listening to bishop this and bishop that, listening to brother this and brother that, and the whole time they whole agenda is to secure their spot in the white man's goddamn heaven, man. And in the white man's heaven is molestation. That's what's in the white man's heaven, molestation. And you wonder why your black leader is molesting children. You wonder why. You wonder why. You wonder what? You wonder why your black leader is a child molester, man. Because they want to be like the white man. They want to be like the white. They want to be like the white man. You wonder why your black leader is a child molester, because his daddy's a child molester. Because he is of his father, the devil, man. Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. But again, what do? We go to church. You understand? We got our pastors. You know, we got our Muslim imams and the so-called the great Farrakhan that, and you know, all of these people that call themselves leaders of black people. And what are they doing, man? They leading us to make white people supreme. They leading us to make Arabs supreme and make Africans supreme. And all of them three people, all of those three nations have failed us, man. They hate us and they oppress us. And they lead us to them. We watch for them and we fail because of that, man. You understand? They cannot save us. Our leaders are weak. Let's get Jeremiah 14:2 real quick, man. Let's get it in here right quick. Jeremiah 14:2 in the King James Bible, man. Jeremiah 14:2 says, Judah mourneth, right? That's another lie that we've been told by our fake black weak leaders, man. These wicked, weak leaders. They told us that the Jews is white. They told us that the white man out there in Israel is the real Jews. I don't see the Jews in Israel mourning. Where are they mourning at? I don't think they mourning. They had the Holocaust, but only 6 million people died in the Holocaust, and they getting justice for that till this day. 2021, they still getting justice for the Holocaust. What the hell are they mourning about? When black people was oppressed and chattel slavery for over 400 years, and not only that, 99 million black people died in the transatlantic slave trade. 70 million Native Indians died in a Trail of Tears in America, and countless Hispanics died in America, man, on that voyage. And we talking about some goddamn Holocaust, man. And these people are the real Jews, man. They ain't no goddamn real Jews. The real Jews are black, according to the Bible. The real Jews are in mourning, according to the Bible. These black leaders are lying to us. They are weak. They are second-class Uncle Tom citizens to every other nation of people that hates us, that cannot save us, that fail us every day, man. And the only way we're going to get justice is to separate and realize all we got is just us, man. You understand? Our black leaders are you and I. Me and you, we in the ghettos right now in the I.S.U.P.K, raising up priests and prophets out of the ghettos, man. We raising up priests and prophets in the jail cells, man. That's where we raising up the Lord's people at, to lead black people. That's where they at. They not in that pulpit in that church, man. That's not where they at. So it says Judah mourneth, man. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. What does that mean? The gates thereof languish. What does that mean? The gates. What is a gate for? A gate is something to protect you. You put a gate in front of something is to keep whatever's out, and keep whatever's in protected, man. That's what a gate is for. It said protect you from danger, protect you from threats, protect you from illnesses, diseases. Like Joshua stood and he defended the city, man, in the Bible. Defended it against the other nations. Defended it against their ideologies and their teachings, so it didn't come into our community, into our education, and pollute our children, man. where they growing up becoming homosexuals. They growing up molested and molesting other children. We keeping that out of our communities, man. That's what a gate is supposed to be for. But you know what this Bible is saying right now? It's saying that our gates languish, meaning our gates are weak. That's what language means, weak. And what you see in these black leaders being exposed, it's showing you that your black leaders are weak, man. They're weak and they're wicked. And they're committing crimes. And just because they got caught don't mean they ain't been doing it, man. They've been doing it. They've been molesting children. They was always molesting children. It was always raping women. It was always stealing the church's money. You didn't know that? You thought this was the first time? Because they got caught. They've been doing that, man. Been committing adultery in the church, having sex with other men's wives. They've been doing that. All of the crimes being committed in the Nation of Islam. Forget about it. Forget about it. You ain't gonna learn how to be no man in no goddamn Muslim mosque. You ain't gonna learn how to be no man in no goddamn Christian church. Ain't no woman gonna learn virtuousness in no goddamn church. Ain't no woman gonna learn ain't no black woman gonna learn how to be virtuous off no goddamn writings on the wall or no book of the goddamn dead. Salakia. Black men ain't gonna learn that, man, by going to church, man, every day. How to be a leader, how to be strong, how to be accountable, how to be responsible. Those are things you have to learn in the Bible, man. Those are the things that we teach in the I.S.U.P.K. Our black leaders are weak, and because they're weak, we mourn, man. We suffer. All that time they molesting children and selling drugs and buying whores and buying drugs and getting high, you know, spending your money on Rolls Royces and mansions and three-piece suits and all that. They spending their money doing all this evil and doing all of these crimes, and the whole time we suffering, man. Living behind their lies, following behind their goddamn lies, we suffering. And it take for them to have to get caught in the act of doing something evil for us to realize that they wasn't fit to lead us. To find out that they ain't men of the Lord. They not the chosen ones. Okay? Judah mourneth, man. Our people are in mourning. Look at the condition of black people. What is Farrakhan doing for black people, man? What is Brother Polite doing for black people, man? Who knows how many children he probably molested, man? Who knows? Who knows how many boys Eddie Long then slept with and touched? All of this started coming out after he died. All of these boys coming out, he molested me, he molested me, he molested me. All of these boys coming out about how Eddie Long was feeling on them, man. Feeling on them boys, man, trying to perform sexual acts with them boys. And he led that congregation for years, man. He led his congregation for years, had you thinking that he was a holy man and that you was going to be saved and that you was forgiven for your sins and nobody was going to punish you. And you went out into the streets of America and all over the earth and committed sin, man. Because all he taught you to do was be lawless. And the Bible says the laws are not done away with, man. And that the wages of sin is death, and that these things are why we suffer. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth. Hold on, Salaki. Let me get these comments up. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black, right? Like I said, we've been lied to. Our leaders been telling us that the Israelites is gone. They don't exist no more. They from the past. Right? We got other black leaders that believe, that teach us that the white man is the real Jews. But this is telling us that the Jews is black in the Bible. Right? Our leaders are liars, man. Our leaders are weak. Our leaders are criminals. They're wicked men, man. They don't have the heart. They don't have the balls, man. They don't have the strength, the backbone to do what it takes to lead black people. Because if they did, they would be right here in the UPK, man. Under Commander General Yohana. That's a black leader, man. That's a true black leader. Commander General Yohana, all the generals, all the captains, and all the officers that sacrificed everything that they loved in life to be able to raise up black people from the dust, man. to raise up black people from the valley of death, man, to show you who you are and to be able to give you your culture back, your heritage, these laws and statutes and commandments. That's real black leaders. Ain't nobody doing that, man. Ain't nobody prepared to doing that, because if they did, they would be right here, man. They would be right here with us on the battlefield, coming up against these kingdoms. You understand? They are black, man, unto the ground. Like the Jews are black, man. Let me get another scripture right quick. Let's get Proverbs 3 and 5. Let's get Proverbs 3 and 5 right quick. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 says this: trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil, man. When you start to really, let me go back right quick. When you start to really trust in the Lord and seek righteousness, right? Then guess what will happen, man? You'll start to see who the evil is on the earth. You'll start to see it. It takes for you to come into the truth and hear the truth and be able to let it resonate, man. To not reject it, not block it out, to listen to it, like it says, he that have an ear, let him hear, to understand it, to analyze it. Then you will be able to see who the wicked is on the face of the earth. Then you'll be able to depart from the wicked. The Lord will begin to direct your paths. You understand? Everything that he tells us to do, like it said, these laws is for our life. That's why it's called the breath of life. These laws are our heritage. It's our inheritance. It's what the Lord gave us, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. And most importantly, these laws are what keeps us from being like everybody else. It's what keeps us separate, man. So again, when you trust in the Lord, you follow these laws, statutes, commandments, you're going to start to live life differently. And the things that you're going to attract in your life are not going to be those that it used to be, which is child support. You understand? You all up in the court system, all up in the prison system. You all up in Planned Parenthood. They know your face and your name. You in there so much, aborting babies every day, committing murder in there. You know, we got to sell all our belongings, our jewelry, just to pay rent. We in poverty. We living on the streets. Those are the things that we are going through today because we're following evil, man. Because we're following evil. We're following after people like Eddie Long, who molest little boys, man, and Brother Polite, who's supposed to be the black conscious leader, and so on and so forth, and all of these other young Pharaoh and everybody else, and Dr. Umar. Like these blackity black leaders that ain't nothing but wicked, weak men, man, that are lying to you. And it's because we listen to them that we in this condition, man. But you trust in the Lord and you hear what we bringing out in the I.S.U.P.K, because the I.S.U.P.K are the real priests and prophets of the Lord. And we are bringing it. We're the voice of the Lord. So when you trust in the Lord and hear what we bringing out, then guess what? You're going to get those orders on what to do and what not to do. You won't get those laws on what to do and what not to do. You won't get that counsel on how you should do this and how you should do that. And we're going to direct your path. And it's going to lead you to salvation. It's going to lead you to righteousness. It's going to lead you to blessings. We live in proof. It's happening every day. You know a tree by its fruits. What do you see? When the I.S.U.P.K, what do you see getting brought out? The I.S.U.P.K is changing people's lives, getting brothers off of drugs, keeping sisters out of abortion clinics, taking babies from sisters and raising babies in the school, keeping marriages together. And what do you don't hear in here? The I.S.U.P.K is molesting children. What don't you hear in here? The I.S.U.P.K has got a part of some sex trafficking ring. The I.S.U.P.K is a part of some kind of drug deals going on. The I.S.U.P.K is this, that. That's what you're not hearing, man. But you call us a hate group. You understand? You call us a hate group. You call us this and that and the third. You got to shed yourself, man. You got to depart from evil. That's what you got to do. Depart from evil, and you probably wouldn't think that way. Listen to what we're saying and apply it to your life. Give it a try. I mean, goddamn, you done gave crack a try. You done gave crack a try. You done gave cocaine a try. You gave weed a try. You gave cigarettes a try. You have sex with all kinds of strange women. You done gamble with your life. gambled, could have probably got AIDS and all kind of STDs. You done tried all of that out. You understand? Why don't you give the truth a try? You should give the Lord a try. So your path can be directed to righteousness. Give it a try. Give it a try. You understand? But we so ignorant listening to these black leaders, man, that have taught our mamas, man, and our fathers, and have taught our grannies them and our granddad, and taught our great grandma, and all the way down, they've been passing it down, regurgitating them lies, man. It's just become a part of us to the point that we reject the truth. We reject the truth, man. We reject the truth. We reject the truth, even though we know it's right. We know it's right. Where we at? You understand? We gotta, like it says, be not wise in thy own eyes. Like you might think you understand something because you was raised this way, and you done been around the block. You know how people think, like, I done been around the block, I done been here, done that. You think you got all the wisdom. You can think you got all the wisdom when everything that your mind is made of is from ideologies and philosophies and religions of heathens, of wicked men. That's what it's made up of. Because until you hear this truth and apply this truth, you have not departed from evil, man. You have not heard the truth. You have not heard righteousness. Let's drop that. Let's drop down. Let's see. Let me get where we at? Let me get Deuteronomy 13 and 5. Deuteronomy 13 and 5 says this. Deuteronomy 13 and 5. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. Right? Because how many men out here call themselves holy and call themselves being the voice of God? You know, call themselves, being the leaders of black people. And they got a word from God, and they telling you, what the dreams that they had, like Martin Luther King. And look what it's done there, and look what it's doing for us. Look what it's causing us to be. It's causing us to be molested, be molested, because we ain't being righteous, because we ain't learning the righteousness. So all we doing is being unrighteous. We molesting and getting molested. We doing drugs and selling drugs. You understand? Like we becoming homosexuals and raping one another. That's what we doing. From listening to these fake prophets and their dreams and their fake visions of what they think God told them, and who they calling themselves gods, and they the master teachers and so on and so forth. You ain't nothing but a weak, wicked liar, man. That's what our black leaders are. Weak, wicked liars. And until we start to really realize that, we're going to continue to suffer as blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. And I pray it don't be long. I pray it don't be long, because the Lord ain't playing. The Lord ain't playing. The Lord is ramping up World War III. You understand? Like he got that death angel is making his laps, taking lives all kind of ways out here, man. Lives is being taken in car accidents and gunshots, shootouts, and just bullets ain't even intended for them. People are dying in their sleep. Buildings cranes is falling down on people. All of these natural disasters that's like in Haiti, all of them brothers and sisters that died in Haiti because of that earthquake, man. Like, don't you know that the death angel, the Lord sent out here is claiming lives? Because the Lord gives life and he takes life as well. And the only reason we're dying is because of our sins, man. You understand? All of these deaths that we have and all of all of the police brutality, it's for our sins, man. We got to stop listening to these black leaders. They're causing us to be lawless. You understand? And it shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to wait until our black leaders get exposed for their sins, exposed for being a sinner, and exposed for being a criminal, for us to be like, damn, we've been lied to. He's not holy. He's not God. He's not a representative of the Most High. He's not a master teacher. He's a liar and a child molester. That's what he is. A liar and a child molester. A whore. That's what he is. A whore, a child molester, a liar, a Uncle Tom, a homosexual. And these are the men and women that we listen to every day. And we wonder why we're suffering in the ghettos of all around the four corners of the earth. It's time for us to put our egos aside, man. Put your ego aside. Who gives a damn about you? Why you care so much about your damn self? About what you love and what you like? What about what you need? What about what the Most High said? About the God of Israel, the God of your fathers. He told you that you're not supposed to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Who gives a damn how good it tastes? You understand? He told you that this is how your marriage is supposed to be. Who gives a damn what you were taught by your granny? Who cares what your granny talking about? What your mama talking about? That's what God said. That's what your God said. And he made it that way for a reason. If you follow everything in this Bible and these black leaders that are in this Bible, man, you're damn right. Because these men in this Bible are black leaders. You understand? Moses is a black leader. Noah, Jeremiah, Peter, Paul, Isaiah, David and Solomon and Christ himself. Those are black leaders. You listen to those black leaders. How they told you how your marriage, what marriage is, how your marriage is supposed to be. They ain't supposed to be out here having no homosexual relationships. Don't you see it? Don't you see how it always turned out in them homosexual relationships? And disease and violence, man. That's what it ends up with, in death. They ain't doing nothing but passing each other AIDS and fighting one another. Because they see each other as equals. You a man just like me. You a woman just like me. They get to fighting each other and being violent towards another and damn near killing one another in these homosexual relationships, man. You see it every damn day. Then they go around having sex with your girl and with your man, and then you wonder why you got AIDS. You got to listen to God, man. So we can separate, depart from evil, like the Bible says. Instead of listening to so-called brother Polite and so-called Dr. Umar. Goddamn, no, he ain't no goddamn doctor to nobody. He ain't doctoring nothing. You understand? Listening to the great Farrakhan or Farrakhan, whatever they call him. Listening to him. Why we run up all these million man marches and keep on saying or else. Ain't never gonna be the time to stand up for black people in the Nation of Islam. Ain't never gonna be the time. And Christianity, forget about it. All you're gonna ever amount to be in the Christian church is a white supremacist, man. Can't never listen to your Christian power pastor convincing our black men, right, to be weak, to shave their face, man. The only thing one of the things that separates them from womankind, having that facial hair, to shave it off, and to speak like this. You got to talk like this, so people don't offend nobody, and you got to make sure that everybody loves you, and you got to be loving and be acceptable by everybody. But god damn that, man, ain't nobody in the Bible said that. Ain't nobody in the Bible. The Bible said the Lord is a man of war. So what are we talking? Our black leaders are failing us, man. They lying to us, and they've been lying to us, and it shouldn't have to take from them, like I said, to be exposed as the liars they are for us to realize that the truth ain't with them, man. It shouldn't have to be destruction that has to come to us, man. We shouldn't have to suffer every day. Our children shouldn't have to suffer at the hands of white society and see them getting killed by white police officers for us to realize that the white man is the devil, man. For us to realize that the Bible warned us that what the I.S.U.P.K, them crazy black men on the street was saying was true. Come on, man. When we going to wake up? Let's go ahead and get back in these scriptures real quick, man. It says, these shall be put to death, right? Because the Lord ain't playing that, man. The Lord don't love everybody. The Lord don't love everybody. The Lord will put you to death, man. The Lord loves you. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, he don't love nobody else, man. And he loves you so much that he will chastise you. He'll cause you to suffer and be afflicted to the point you say, I don't want to suffer no more. I don't want to be afflicted no more. I'm done making stupid decisions. I'm done creating a mess for myself. I'm done making mistakes. I'm done doing this. I want to be quality. I want to live righteously. I want to smile. I want my kids to have a better life. What do I have to do? And you know what? Then you're going to seek righteousness. And then you're going to listen to what the Lord said. Like I said, how many things have you tried out here? You done tried the church. You done tried the Muslim mosque. You done tried the Egyptology, the chematology. You done joined the Black Panthers. You done joined the goddamn Black Lives Matter. You joined everybody. And all you did was fail to the point you become spiritual. That's a common term. I'm spiritual. I ain't in no religion. I'm spiritual. You know what that means? That you leaning on your own understanding. And really your understanding that you have ain't even your own. Your understanding ain't even your own. Because there ain't nothing new under the sun. All of these philosophies and doctrines and religions and cultures and everything else that's on this earth was all created together. It was all created at the same time. That's why the Lord said there's the tree of good, there's a tree of life, there's a tree of the knowledge of good and evil, man. That's every doctrine on the earth right there, man. That's all the doctrines on the earth. That's what your mind is made up of. You can either have the truth or not have the truth, man. You can either have some of the truth and some of the lies, or some of what you learned from somewhere else. It's time for us to put it all down and have 100% of the truth, man. And that's right here in this Bible being taught here in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yohana. And we have to separate and depart from evil. And that means kicking our black leaders out of that position of power, man. Kicking them out of power, man. Put them out of power. The hell are they doing for us besides misleading us? That's why the Lord said he's going to put them to death. He's going to put them to death. What would you do if your child was out there and somebody was leading your child to be a drug dealer and gang bang and leading your child to do this? You want to get justice for that. You're gonna want to get them out of here, off the streets. I got to get him off the streets. He teaching my son to be a gangbanger and a drug dealer and so on and so forth. That's how the Lord feels about our black leaders, man. You got to get them off the streets. You got to get them out of the church, out of the pulpit. Get them out of the church. Get the I.S.U.P.K in the church. We're going to turn the whole church into a homeless facility, man. Turn the whole church to a homeless facility, put beds in there and all kind of cafeteria. They use the cafeteria to feed the homeless and feed everybody, every black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man that's been deprived of food, man. Put it under real leadership. Turn the Muslim, them big ass slag, excuse my language, them big Muslim temples, them big Jewish temples that they got so god doggone big to the sky with all the expensive glass and got an indoor aquarium and all that ain't doing nothing for black people, man, for their problems. Ain't keeping no families, no marriages together. Ain't keeping no kids off of drugs. But in I.S.U.P.K and Commander General Yohana, we here in our own house. We hold class in our residence, right in our room. We hold camp on the streets in the ghettos. And look what we do with little to nothing. We change black people's lives, man. We really do that. We change black people's lives. We performing miracles, getting black men off of drugs, getting them to put the cigarettes down, getting them to stop beating up women, ending criminal domestic violence, ending child abortion. You understand what I'm saying? Like brothers are changing their lives and putting down a criminal lifestyle so that they could be righteous men and law-abiding citizens. And come in here and serve the Lord and do the same thing for another black man and another black woman and another black child, Hispanic and Native Indian. That's what we doing, man. The Lord has to put them to death, man. These black leaders, in order for us to be able to get a little bit more out of the hell that we're in. We following behind men who call themselves holy and righteous and master teachers. And like I said, they ain't nothing but child molesters, man. Teaching us lies. Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God. That's it. That's it. We in Deuteronomy, the 13th chapter, verse 5. These black leaders, our black leaders, have spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, man. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all they want. Because that's the agenda of the people that they serve. Who do you think your black leader serves? God? Do you really think your black leader serves God? Do you really think your black leader, or our black leaders, I should say, are God? No. God, the white man is their God, man. You understand? That's who their God is. The white man. You know who their God is? Africans. That's what it is. Ramses or Osiris or Horus, all of that garbage that they all talk about out there in Egypt, all of that so-called Kemetology, Egyptology, and the Kaaba stone and Allah and the Islam. That's garbage, man. And that's for the Arabs, because the Arabs is their God. That's who their God is, the Arabs. And everything that they speak to you in them churches, everything they speak to you in them mosques, everything they come out to the streets to tell you, everything they get online to tell you on the TV, on Breakfast Club, and on BET, and so on and so forth, is to turn you away from the Lord your God, man. Which is the only way to salvation, which is the only way to life. That's it. It's the only way to inherit the kingdom of heaven, which is black supremacy, Hispanic supremacy, Native Indian supremacy. They turn you away from the Lord your God, which ultimately turns you away from black, Hispanic, and Native Indian supremacy, man. You being able to rule the entire earth, man. They're standing in the way of that. They're standing in the way of that, and they teaching you Caesar Borgia. That's what they teaching you. Caesar Borgia, who we call White Jesus. They teaching you that. They teaching you Allah, which is a goddamn rock out there in Mecca, who nobody gives, that ain't doing nothing for nobody. That rock out there ain't doing nothing for nobody. Where the hell is Allah at now? With the goddamn Afghanistan. Where's Allah now? People trying to get on a goddamn plane and come to America. They trying to come to America. And goddamn Eddie Murphy. It's a lock you. They trying to come to America. Hey, where's Allah now? Why don't they have Allah goddamn fight the Taliban? Where was Allah at where was Allah at for the goddamn coronavirus? It was COVID-19. Where was Allah then? Allah was on vacation. Allah was on quarantine. That's where he was at, quarantining. Nobody was out there kissing no damn rock in 2020. Because because not only do those people who serve Islam and NOI, the Nation of Islam, and all that, not only do they don't have faith in their God, but their God ain't real, man. Their God ain't real. Meanwhile, all 2020, all day, every day, we was holding class. We was on the streets in the I.S.U.P.K, man. Our God is the God of Israel, the God of this Bible, man. You understand? The God of the nigga God, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's our God. We got to stop listening to these other black leaders, man. To our so-called black leaders, because they are turning us away from our truth and our heritage and our culture, and leading us right to the slaughter, which is the culture of white society and the culture of Africans and the culture of the Chinese man and the Japanese and Koreans. They leading us to that. And we live out those lifestyles and operate our relationships according to what they say is right and what a relationship is. We operate our marriages according to what they say marriage is and what they operate a marriage like, and you know, homosexuality and drug use and every other thing, man. We do all of those things following behind them, man. It really destroys us, man. So lock it. Let me get back into it. Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, right? Because the God of this Bible is the God of Israel. He ain't the God of everybody. He the God of Israel, who is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You hear me? All right. So it says, with the Lord thy God, the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, right? Because not only is what these other nations of people, or I should say what our black leaders is teaching us, that's causing us to be in suffering, but they're like I said, like turning us away from our God. If we come back to our God like we did in Egypt, he will free us just like he freed us out of Egypt. You understand? Like, we only were in captivity in Egypt or any other place that we were in captivity because we chose the way of the heathens, man. because we wanted to follow the heathens and not follow the Most High, because we wanted to turn to the heathens and not turn to the Most High, right? And it happened through what? Wicked leaders, wicked men of our own people that persuaded us to, that convinced us to, that told us like, why we don't just go back to Egypt? I mean, we was in Egypt suffering and straight bondage in Egypt, and we was freed by Moses, who's a real black leader, right? We was freed by Moses, through Moses, who was a real black leader, just for some wicked, weak men to cry about going back to Egypt to be slaves because their food was better, because they was cooking over there and they got jobs and so on and so forth. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work that's necessary to be a nation, to be an independent nation. It ain't easy being an independent nation. It's work, and you got to do it, man. But some weak men or some weak leaders don't want to do the work. They rather go and get money from the white man. They rather work for the white man and let him pay him out, and work for the Africans and get all kind of tax exempts and every other thing and land and whatever they want from the white man and the Africans in their kingdoms, instead of fighting to tell you the truth and to build up our kingdom, man, from nothing. Like we did in Ezra when we had to rebuild the kingdom, rebuild Jerusalem. We started from nothing and rebuilt our land, rebuilt our city, and we didn't accept no help from the other nations. But your black leaders, man, they are so weak and so wicked. Not only are they committing crimes, but they're out here giving it up, giving themselves up, giving the black community up, all of us up, man, for money and sex and all kind of sexual deviancies and so on and so forth, man. Let me get back to it, man. Let's see. Let's get Deuteronomy again, back in Deuteronomy chapter 18. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. Okay, tell Yeshaya I said, cut it out. Y'all separate from each other. You hear me? Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20 says this. Y'all cut it out. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, right? Because that's what they doing. They teaching us, either it's your Christian pastor that's telling you that they represent the God of the Bible, and that the laws is done away with, which is not what the Lord commanded us, that the laws is done away with it. He commanded us to follow and hearken unto all the laws, statutes, and commandments. So they're not the real men of the Lord, or it's either black men who look like you and me, Hispanic and Native Indian, that teach us to serve other gods, that speak in the name of other gods, right? So when you think about, brothers like, Brother Polite and, Pharaoh and young Pharaoh and all of them that believe in Egypt and Egyptology and Kemetic science, they teaching you, they speaking in the name of other gods, man. And those gods are homosexuals. And you wonder why there's so much homosexuality running rampant in the black community. You understand? Those gods molest children. They have babies with children. You see all of them statues that the white man got up everywhere. So how can we be in a Christian church learning Christianity that was given us by white society? That's what Christianity is. That's the doctrine of devils. We learn in Christianity and we wonder why so much molestation going on in our community. These leaders, these pastors, and these black leaders are speaking in the name of other gods. And like I said, their culture is what we're accepting when we follow these black leaders, man. And it's full of crime, full of evil and wickedness. And we're suffering because of it, man. We're suffering because of it, man. It's such a sad song, man. It's such a sad song, man. The things that black people are going through, the things Hispanics and Native Indians are going through, man. Not just in America, out in South America, South and Central America. The brothers and sisters that's in Canada and in the UK and in Australia and wherever we scattered at, we suffering there, man. We suffering there. Everywhere we are, we're suffering as we following after these leaders, man, who are not fit to lead us, who are speaking in the name of other gods. The gods of the white man's father, the gods of the Arabs' fathers, the god of the Chinese man's father. You know, all of the astrology that we put our life on, that we live our life listening to and following every day, getting horoscopes and listening at the stars and the tarot cards and the tarot readers. Man, we getting lied to, man. All the sorcery and the witchcraft, following after the gods of our enemies' fathers, man. These people have to be put to death, man, like the scriptures say. It says, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die, man. You understand? And it don't even have to be a physical death. It don't even have to be a physical death. You don't even have to be a physical death. Right now, what you seeing right now, what's his name, Brother Polite, his reputation is dying right now. His following is dying. It's dead. It's done. Anybody that follows him after following that he's a child molester is a child molester, man. You understand that? They support child molestation. Anybody that follows behind these Christian pastors is white supremacist, man. All up in the White House, trying to get up in the White House, making covenants with the heathen. And guess what? They molest us too, man. All of the stories that's coming out of these Christian pastors molesting these kids. You think that that's just their church? You think that it's just church of God and Christ? You think that's just the church of the Lutheran church of the gospel of Paul? No, that's all churches, man. That's all of them. They all are lying to you. Only priests and prophets that teach the Bible that the Lord ordained is the I.S.U.P.K or in the I.S.U.P.K under command of General Yohana, man. Only real leaders, the only strong black leaders are in the I.S.U.P.K, man. If any man wants to be a black leader, a strong black leader, this is where he has to come and do 90 days, get in all black, show humiliation, and get in here and share themselves to the world, become humble themselves, show diligence, learn how to be a man. Because we were not taught that in the church. We were not taught that in Islam. Not taught that in our own households. Because our households was a Christian household. It was a Muslim household. You got to come up in here and sit in class, put on all black, and shut your damn mouth to learn how not to be a child molester, man. To learn how not to be a homosexual because it's evil. Because it's wicked. And it's why we're destroyed. You have to come in and learn that, man, how to be righteous. That's what you have to do, man. And everything else, and every other black leader and anybody who follows them shall die. That's it. That's the bottom line. You shall die. The wages of sin is death, man. Let me read this one more time. Deuteronomy 18:20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die, man. Like, listen to me. You can follow behind all of these black leaders all you want to, but listen, there is judgment that comes behind your actions. You understand? And like I said, we for so long have followed in the churches. We've listened and learned in those churches. We for so long have listened and learned in those Muslim mosques, in the Nation of Islam. For so long we've learned there. You understand? We've learned in all of these religions and all of these philosophies and ideologies. And where has it gotten us? How many times are we going to go and vote in America before we realize that voting is not going to change our condition? How many times? How many times are we going to trust white society and our enemies just to find out that they hate us? How many times? How many times, man? We're going to continue to die. We're going to continue to suffer. I tell you what, man, if you like suffering, come and suffer. Come and suffer for your brothers and sisters, man. Don't suffer for yourself. Suffer for your brother. Suffer for your sister. Suffer for your children. Suffer for them if you like suffering. You understand? If you like going to church and your life being in danger, your children's lives being in danger of being molested, you going to these conscious meetings and these conscious groups, and you suffering, you suffering there. You suffer your children of all of the evil that's going on there, and the crime and the drug dealing and the scandals and the murder that's going on in these organizations. If you just love it that much to suffer for all of y'all to suffer in there, suffer with everything that you love, then, man. Suffer everything that you love and care about in order to bring yourself and your family into a place where you have to never worry about being molested, man. You have to never worry about being murdered. You'll never have to worry about starving again, have to being homeless again. You'll never have to worry about, being left for dead again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that you can guarantee and assure when you join in the true body of Christ. When you get under real black leadership, which is in the I.S.U.P.K, man. Let's go ahead and drop that. Let's get a couple more scriptures. Let's get Jeremiah 5:26 right quick. Let's see, Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26, and the King James Bible says this. For among my people are found wicked men. That's what's happening, man. These people that's leading us, man, our black leaders are wicked men. I mean, you see what's happening. You see the evidence and the truth and the proof that's coming out. You understand? You see the products. You see who they are. They're being exposed for who they are, and not only that, the fruits of their teachings is being shown and proved in their organizations, man, in their followers. Murder, man. Like people, like black women being murdered under the leadership of these wicked men. You understand what I'm saying? Black children being molested, man, under the leadership of these wicked men. Babies being aborted, killed, murdered, man, under the leadership of these wicked men. We gotta really see the truth and accept it. And when we do that, then we can start to see how much we avoid evil, how much we depart from evil. Verse 26, for among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. Right? What is a snare? Snares is like traps, right? They lay wait, meaning they like how you see the cops when they sit behind the bush and they lay wait. That's what it means. Like they just ducked off. Like black people, like we like to say, they ducked off, right? They ducked off, right? As he that setteth snares, right? They sneaky and they setting traps. They setting you up, man. They setting you up. These wicked men that this Bible is talking about, our black leaders, man. People who don't even claim to be black leaders, but got all the advice in the world, got all of the breakdowns in the world. Don't call themselves leaders, but got every answer for black people. So got every so-called answer for black people, man. These are wicked men. As much as we lead them, as much as we listen to them, they are reeling us into that trap, man. They reeling us in to them snares. You understand? All of them traps, man. The white man laid the traps, and our wicked leaders, our black leaders, lead us right into it, man. To the point that we try so hard to keep our children from becoming homosexuals, and try so hard to keep our children off of drugs. And we try so hard to keep our family from going to prison or being murdered or so on and so forth. And we think that these are the ways that we're going to keep it from happening, or we just don't understand why it's happening when all actuality is because of that man that you're following. It's because of our leadership. It's because of this man that you choose to live and listen to and live to to validate, right? To get validation from, and the people that you live and follow, man. That tells you all that you were African. It tells you that God loves everybody. It tells you that all man are created equal. Like telling you lies, man. And that's why all of those things that happen. And we try so hard to avoid it, man. And this is why it's happening. Those are the traps. Those are traps. Molestation is a trap. You understand? Like you don't understand. Like you got to look at it like this. Like everything that's evil is what the Lord created. The Lord created good and evil. He put it right before us, right? He's like he said, put before you good and evil. But the only way to be protected from that evil is to follow the law. To follow the law. Just like metaphorically speaking, Moses went into that house. That house is the law, right? And everything that the Lord had evil to give and sin, they were free from it. They were free from it. Death passed over them. All right? They were free from all of the evil that was going on outside of them doors. Those doors is the laws of God. That's what those doors are. Those doors are this Bible. Those doors is the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yohana. Get in class. Get in class. Learn the truth. Be safe from evil. Be hid from evil, like the Bible says. We will be hid from evil. We'll be hid from suffering. We'll be hid from murder, hid from molestation, hid from rape. We'll be hid from incarceration, hid from child abuse, hid from criminal domestic violence, hid from drugs. You understand? We'll be hid from all of those things when we come into that doors, that spiritual ark, that spiritual sanctuary, those law, statutes, and commandments, the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yohana. Come through those doors, man. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and learn the truth. The truth is being spoken in here, man. We're teaching you what Black men need to learn to raise up strong Black boys, to raise up strong, virtuous women, to raise up Black men and Black women to marry and stay married, to have children and raise them under the order of the Lord, to raise them under the children under the laws of God, man. That's what we teaching. We teaching the things that's going to keep Black people off of drugs. So everything that you try so hard to get done and try so hard to do, this is how you do it, man. Leave that Black leadership. Come under real Black leadership. Come under Christ, man. Come under a Black man by the so-called name of Jesus Christ, who we know as HISPANICS in the ancient Hebrew. Come under a Black man, man. Come under real Black leadership. This Bible right here is real Black history. We teaching you what our forefathers have taught us to keep us alive and to keep us safe, man. Everything that we love, that America loves, is bad for us, man. It's against us. All right? Let's go ahead and read this again. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap. They catch men. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, we getting caught in those snares, following behind these Black leaders, man. We getting caught in these traps, following behind these Black leaders. That's why we ended up in these situations. It ain't because you just made the wrong choices. It's because you've been taught wrong. It's because you've been taught wrong. You was taught that this is how, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're not supposed to do. Well, all the while, the things that they were teaching you to do is the thing that you're not supposed to do, man. Everything they said not to do was the things that you should do or that you should consider. It is. It's the things that the Lord said was righteous. We got to really learn the truth, man, so we can get up out of these traps, so we can get up out of this mess that we in. We can shake it off. Now, them Christians say, shake the devil off. You got to shake the devil. You got to shake the goddamn devil off, man. All right? Because they laying wait, man. They setting traps. I mean, what can you expect from someone who wants to be accepted by white society? What can you expect from someone who wants to be accepted by African society? What can you expect from someone who wants to be accepted by Arab society? Like, these are all our major religions today. These are all our major so-called gods today. Chematology, Egyptology, Islam, Christianity, right? Islam, Nation of Islam, Muslims, whatever you want to call them. That's our top religions and our top leaders today. Look, and we got leaders in the conscious community like Brother Polite, who believes in all of that, African garbage. And what do you expect to happen for us? We're going to be in the trap. We're going to be in a snare, right? This is going to happen. We're going to be caught up. We're going to be in a mess. We're going to create a mess for ourselves. Continue to make mistakes. Continue to make mistakes. Continue to make mistakes. And some of those mistakes land us with AIDS, man. Some of those mistakes land us in jail. Some of those mistakes land us in the grave. Some of those mistakes land us in depression, stress, heart disease, so on and so forth, man. Like really in pain, physical pain, mental pain. Some of those things land us in those places, and those are the traps. Okay, like we have to separate from these other nations. We have to depart from evil. We have to mark them that are the Bible calls wicked men. It's time for us to come home to the truth, man. It's time for us to start applying the truth and start considering what the Lord said is righteous. Start considering that, because all your life you've been doing this, that, and the third, because you accepted. You did everything in line from what you like the most down to what you like the least. You know what's going to be last at the end of the list? The truth. This is going to be at the end, the truth. It's going to be the truth. Get out. It's going to be the truth. You're going to start right here, the things that you love and associate with and approve of and agree with. That's where you're going to start. You're going to start there. You're going to live that life. You're going to make those decisions according to that lifestyle. And you're going to make moves according to that lifestyle. You know what? Things are going to get effed up. Then you're going to say, you know what? This ain't working for me. I got to do something else. You're going to go down to the next acceptable thing. You're going to do that. You're going to love that. You're going to do it. You're going to make decisions and make moves and and so on and so forth and live your life according to that. And guess what? It's going to happen. You're going to end up suffering. You're going to spring. Now you're gaining baggage. You're gaining weight. As far as like gaining, baggage. You hurt. You're losing limbs. Now you got high blood pressure. Now you got diabetes. And you know what? This ain't working for me. You go to the next thing and next thing. And how much are you going to suffer, man? How much are you going to suffer for you just go to the thing that you just absolutely don't agree with at all? Because that's exactly what the truth is. The things that you don't want to accept, the things that you don't want to hear, the things you don't want to know, the things you don't want to love, that you don't love. You understand? Like you love pork. You love homosexuality. But God hates homosexuality. God hates pork. You love Christmas. You love Thanksgiving. You love getting high. God hates all of those things. And the minute you get rid of all of those things is the minute you're going to start to receive blessings and start to heal and start to avoid destruction. The second you avoid all of those things, man. The second you accept what the Lord says, man. Consider what the Lord says. Consider what we're teaching you in the I.S.U.P.K. Come home to the truth, man. Stop listening to these wicked men out here that ain't doing nothing but lying to you, telling you all these big words that they done read in some dictionary somewhere, that they think that they master teachers using all these words and bringing up all these the knowledge of these other gods and the knowledge of these other nations and their forefathers and their cultures, and completely causing you to be destroyed because you fallen victim to those seducing spirits. Leave it alone, man. The truth ain't gonna be something that's gonna sound sweet, man. It ain't gonna be something that you're gonna be like, oh, sign me up all the way up. No, it's gonna be something you're gonna have to fight for, something you're gonna have to fight yourself for. You have to fight what you think, what you know, what you've been through, what you believe. You have to fight it all, shed yourself of it, get it out of your mind, become brand new to receive what we're bringing out, which is the truth, according to the Bible. You're going to have to do that. Okay? Let's see. Let's get another one. Let's get a couple more scriptures real quick. Let's get Romans 16. Let's get let's see what Mark. Let's get Isaiah 29 and 13. Isaiah chapter 29 verse 13 says this, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, right? Because everybody sound like they know what the truth is. Everybody sound like they know the God. You understand? They know God. God speaks to them personally. You know, this, you know, the Lord is with them. You know, they with the Lord. They just honoring the Lord with their mouth. That's what it is. That's why it says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, right? They honor them with their lips. They talk about all this good game. They give you good game in the chematology and the Egyptology. They give you good game over there, man. Gaming you all the way up. Hey, what's up, Queen? Hey, Queen, what's good? Grand Rising, I.S.U.P.K, brother, God, King, Grand Rising, King, peace, God. Man, that's all like, cut that garbage out, man. Stop talking to me about with that garbage, man. You don't know the truth. You ain't telling. You don't got no master knowledge. All you call yourselves master teachers. You don't got no master knowledge. You don't know the Most High. The Lord wants me to tell you this, and the Lord came to me. The Lord ain't come to you, man. I love God, and God is my way. You don't know the Lord. You don't love God, man. You honoring the Most High with your lips. You talking like you just talk like you know what you're talking about. You just talk like you righteous. That's why it says, and with their lips do they honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precept of men. So again, man, they talk all that good game, but then when at the end of the day, they out here molesting children, man. That's what they doing. They out here having sex with your wife, eyeing your girl, tonguing your girl down. That's what they doing, man. You know, these women out here is acting like they all mankind's come from the woman and the God. You know, the woman is God. They ain't doing nothing out here but infecting every man they sleep with, giving them AIDS and every other thing, and having kids with every nigga and got 7 baby daddies, and they ain't no goddamn God. You ain't no God. What the hell are you talking about? Now you sitting up here with AIDS because you out here talking about you God. The black woman is God, and the black man is God, and we all of the the writings on the wall, and the dead, the book of the dead, and every other thing that they teaching, and profess to be holy and profess to be the truth. It's all talk, man. It's all talk, and that's why you say at the end of the day, the Lord exposes them every time. The true God, the only one true living God, the God of Israel, who is the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, exposes these black leaders every time, exposes them and makes a fool out of them every time. And it's to show you that this man and this woman is not God, that this man and this woman is not with me. For you to ultimately see who the Lord really is with. And that's the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General Hana. We the I.S.U.P.K. We started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, under Commander General Hana. Established in 1969. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Teach the truth according to the Bible. That the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. With that, shalom.
Spiritual father, who he called, who's a fucking child molester. Your father is a child molester, period. And he got in his feelings. He got mad, and he thought he was going to punk conscious out. If you want to cross the road, cross the fucking road. That's what you do. Don't sit here and talk shit like what's going to pop up, what's going to do this. If you're going to cross the line, cross the fucking line.